Still Toto. That's where I was planning. I'm going to be sailing very much today. Okay, just leaving, well, I've left Kawau Island, motored for a bit, and there's just the barest breeze. There's a few people trying to sail but not having much luck. Got sails up. I've just been motoring and motor sail just for a little bit, and then got just enough speed to just keep on going. Just the motor just pushing along just to get me started. And now we're just cruising along. And it's there's another boat over there, just off the Peninsula, just going quite slow. They were motoring earlier this morning, and we're just going to overtake them very, very slowly. And yeah, hopefully that breeze just builds today. Hopefully we get 10 knots. It's quite a slow trip with the current. 3.7 knots. Yeah. But it's very relaxing. This is the sailing that everyone who came on the boat was hoping to get, and didn't get much of. Because, yeah, it's been quite rough. But yeah, the sea's really flattened out compared to yesterday. Man, it's getting sheltered around here. It's awesome. Oh, so we've got a little bit more breeze now. Not quite white caps, but we're doing a solid 5 knots now, so making super good progress. We're still not quite getting to territory yet, but we're going to slip between territory and Kawau Peninsula. And yeah, Rangitoto still looks a long way away. Just finishing up some leftover pineapple from breakfast. Made myself pancakes this morning. Thought I'd treat myself. And yeah, we're just slipping along. The sea state is unbelievably flat. I guess there hasn't been any wind overnight, so yeah, we're just cruising along. Look at that. Only one other boat in the water. Got my little little spot here. I'm just sitting here, and just a sheet to cover my legs up for the. It's actually cooler with a sheet covering my legs than having them in the sun. So, but yeah, pretty stoked. Last day of the sail. I think Chris will be happy to have the boat back, seeing as I've been holding it. But yeah, it's trucking along. Yeah, the 125% Genoa really does kind of work in these conditions, but any more than about 4 wraps on the furler and it stops providing enough drive forward. That's when you really need a smaller sail. Anyway, was tempted to try the spare jib we've got, but the wind's just been so variable. Kind of needed everything really. Right. Well, still doing an easy 5 knots. Just cruising along. There's not much happening. Territory marking over there. There's a whole long shot. Wind on the beam. It's quite nice sailing when it's light. Pretty smooth sailing today. Right, we passed Whangaparaoa Peninsula and we're just heading towards Rangitoto. I've set up our new whisker pole and it's and kind of did the topping lift as well. It's kind of that the end of the whisker pole looks a bit messy, but it's doing the job. We are still doing 5 knots downwind, and I don't know, not quite 10 knots, so it's not too bad. There's another boat over there. They did have their genoa up and they just gave up. They gave up sailing. And they decided to motor to try and get along all right. But you know, moving along quite nicely. Yeah. How's that? Well, it's fast, isn't it? It's trickling along there. Quite happy with that. Because yeah, it's quite northerly, so yeah, we're heading directly downwind to Rangitoto, and then we'll be on a reach again. We've managed to get away with just using the existing genoa track there. All the way back to try and keep that genoa a bit open. It's kind of not quite working. It could do with being let off the back, but I can't quite be bothered. Or maybe I can. I'll try it. It'll keep it open a bit easier. So yep, all going well. Trucking along. Easy trip back. Easy trip back from Kawau. Okay, managed to get the genoa sheet led back to the spinnaker attachment point, and managed to get the pole extended just a little bit further. It's properly opened it up. Did we gain any more speed? Oh, about 0.3 of a knot, but when you're going several hours at a time, makes quite a lot of difference to your arrival time. Just smoking along. Yeah. Autopilot all day long. Hasn't been turned off today, it's just been steering the whole time. Just lets me single hand everything really nicely. I'm pretty stoked actually. Well, nothing's really gone wrong, and pretty much I've solo sailed the boat all the way back from the Bay of Islands. Only had one little anchor drag problem, which was because I didn't let out enough scope. I came in on low tide, and then there wasn't enough scope on high tide, and the anchor kind of held, and then I could just see, oh, it slipped and then bit again, and then a few hours later it's sort of, I got a bit close to one of the other boats and then decided to re-anchor. Well, it was over 30 knot wind day and night, so yeah, should have had about 14-15 metres out, and I think I only had about 8-9. Not enough, so it was like 3-to-1 scope on the higher tide, which isn't really enough. Need 5-to-1. Okay, on the home stretch now. Rangitoto. There's no one else sailing today. I don't know. Maybe it's really light. Everyone else is working probably. I'm just waiting to go on a tight reach and then we'll start moving again.